Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? Look at that. And remember, he's still a baby. I'm telling you, these guys get twice the size. They get long like this and they get thick like that. Beautiful snake. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to go let him go just over here. Beautiful snake. What an experience. Oh, wasn't that incredible? I mean, he gave me a run for my money. I couldn't believe it. He kept disappearing through places and I had to run right around and get to him, and I finally got the photographs I wanted. But the snake that I'm really after, this flying tree snake, now that's a snake that's going to be a challenge. I mean, that guy's way up in the trees. You don't see them. They like greased lightning, and I still want to get a shot of him actually flattening his body and moving from tree to tree. That's going to be something that's really going to take some of my time.
This is a diary of my expedition, which takes me through the region that once made up the ancient kingdom of Khmer. I've set up camp in the ruins of an ancient temple, hidden deep in unexplored and long-forgotten forests. The perfect environment to track down the elusive golden flying snake. But getting here was just as exciting as being here. This region has a huge variety of habitats, and that's why it's so species rich. On the way, I traveled through two spectacularly diverse environments. Not a moment of my trip was without surprise and excitement. I began my journey at the mouth of the legendary and enigmatic Mekong River. It's the longest river in Southeast Asia and one of the wildest in the world, dominating this part of Asia. Until 10 years ago, there was not a single bridge, as the Mekong flowed its 2,500 miles from its source way up in the Himalayas. For centuries, millions have relied upon these waters. Empires were forged, battles fought, and great explorers perished. Even today, this river retains the reputation as a heart of darkness. This was a chance for me to find a very secretive snake that's right at home here amongst the mangroves. But this is also home to a wealth of unique and bizarre species.
Look what I've got here. Right here in front of me, almost perfectly camouflaged, a real live horseshoe crab. This is one of the most primitive creatures found on our planet.
These guys are so perfectly formed, so perfectly designed for living in the sea, that they basically haven't changed their shape for 240 million years.
Incredible. These swamps here are just absolutely filled with stuff. This mangrove swamps is the place to find all the most unusual things. Okay, all his legs are tucked in under there, all fitted perfectly together.
So he's a lucky guy. I found him and I'm going to release him. Then I caught a glimpse of a shadow moving through the water.
Did you see that? I got him. Oh man. And he was right under the water. I just saw a black flash. I just grabbed quick, pulled him out. Look at that little monitor. I mean, there's lots of these guys now, but you don't often see them. They eat on everything. They eat little crabs, they'll eat frogs, they'll eat everything. Look at his nails. He's got hooked under my thing. Look at those nails. See how he's clawing onto me? Holding on. They're sharp, razor sharp little nails. These guys can run like mad. They can swim like mad. They can swim on the surface and underwater. I've got to get him off my arm. He's got such powerful claws. He's so small. They don't get very big, these guys. They stay about this size, sometimes a little bit bigger. And they're excellent swimmers. Look at him. Oh, come on, let go. I can't get him off. Look at that. He's holding on to me. I'm going to be badly scratched. There we go. How's that? Is that all right? Yes. Just look how he's blowing his tummy up. Self-defense. They're puffing himself up, making himself as big, as powerful as possible, hoping that he'll have a chance to get away. If I tickle him a bit, you ticklish, look at those feet. He says, I'm ticklish, let go. I don't like that. Look at that. Isn't that incredible, hanging on to me like that? He's ready to go. He stands and pretends all the time, but he's ready to go. But this guy, I'm just going to let go in the water, and you'll see he'll duck under straight away. And he'll disappear. Get my tongs over here. You ready to swim?
This place may look idyllic, but it is actually one of the harshest environments on Earth to live. It's constantly in a state of flux as the tide ebbs and flows, exposing vast areas of mudflats that bake under the intense heat of the midday sun.
This is an incredibly vast area and a difficult area for animals to survive. Mangrove swamps are always difficult. You don't get a lot of stuff floating around here in the day. Sometimes crabs, some birds and a few things like that. But at night time these swamps actually come alive. These mangroves come alive, and that's what I'm interested in. And I look at the nightlife coming out of the swamps here. To the best of my knowledge, this particular area that I've chosen here
Might just be the ideal spot for the little snake I'm looking for. This is a very unusual snake. It's something that lives in mangrove swamps and only comes out at night, so you can imagine nobody ever encounters the snake. Brackish water over here. There's also plenty of mud. There's mangrove roots. See over here, there's a couple of holes here, and over here as well. But a lot of different swamp animals make holes. The animal I'm looking for may be in one of these. What I'm going to do is just go back to the boat and get everything I need, get my camera and a few other bits and pieces, use this as a marker and come and wake this out. Earlier, I picked up some bait from fishermen with which to lure out my quarry. Okay, so the snake that I'm looking for here is actually called a pipe snake. And I don't actually know why they give it that name. Nobody seems to know for sure. But one thing's for certain, it makes tunnels, and it may be that these tunnels are considered pipes. With a little bit of luck, I might just get one of these snakes coming out. Very few people ever encounter these pipe snakes, but as far as I can make out, your best bet in the wild is to lure them with food. So what I'm going to do is just sit here with my camera ready and hope for the best. But this is a long shot. These tunnels could belong to anything. I've got something. I've got a pipe snake. He's right there. I think he smelled the fish. His tongue is flickering. There he comes. He's coming out. He's coming out in full body. I've got to give him at least half his body length, otherwise he's going to pull back and I won't get him. Maybe I can just creep forward slowly. He's looking around. He's smelling for the fish, but he's gone past it. He's out. I've got him. I've got him. Look at this guy. That's fantastic. I've never seen one of these alive before. This is a primitive snake that loves hot and humid conditions, preferring to live in swampy areas. It's predominantly nocturnal, moving around underground in daylight hours, only coming to the surface under the cover of darkness. Both ends look alike. The head is short and blunt, and the body cylindrical, making it ideally suited for burrowing. They are not particularly good swimmers and don't move around much, preferring to hunt in the mud and shallows. Eels are their favorite quarry, which they hunt down using both tongue flicking and through the detection of surface vibrations. Once they have latched on, they will constrict as they bite, finally devouring them with vigor, tail first. My journey was to take me further north along the Mekong and into the Tonle Sap. No visit to Cambodia would be complete without a trip to this great lake, a vast body of fresh water that's home to a unique and mysterious snake, the only one of its kind anywhere in the world. This is to be my next stop.
Just look at this place. It's wall-to-wall mud. And this is the dry season, would you believe it? When they get rain over here, this whole expanse is 5 times bigger. And the water would normally be right above these trees. And even now in the dry season, it takes a 6-wheel drive monster like this to just get me through this mud to get to the village.
The Tonle Sap is the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia and home to an astonishing array of snake species. For over 1,000 years, this lake has been at the heart of Cambodian civilization. It's an incredible natural phenomenon that provides fish proteins and irrigation waters for almost half the population of Cambodia. It's the closed season for fishing, when water levels and general lake activity are at their lowest. It's a time for maintenance, repairs and gearing up for the fishing season ahead. Huge thunderstorms remind the fishermen that the monsoon season will soon be here, and with it a time of plenty. With the rains and the resulting floods come millions of fish that have swam in from the Mekong River, itself now in full flood.